Now that we've discussed the contract, the statement of client's rights, and the issue of costs, it's very important that you understand the issues involved in personal injury cases. The issues involved in any personal injury case start with the damages and the potential areas of recovery. Those are basically broken up into two parts. The first part is called economic damages. What economic damages are, they're basically broken up into two parts themselves, the first being wage loss and the second being medical costs. They call those economic damages because there's a precise dollar amount that can be attributed to each one of those areas of loss. The first area is wage loss. Wage loss is exactly that, the amount of work and income that you lost as a result of your injury, and also your loss of ability to earn money in the future. This would include things like raises that you would otherwise get that you're not going to be able to get now because your injuries prevent you from doing your job as well as you did before, or cost of living increases that you're not going to get, or things that are pretty case specific that we'll talk about in your case. But it's important that you understand that wage loss is a very, very important part of your claim, because juries very often feel that if a person's not missing work, that they're not really hurt that badly, and we know that that's not necessarily true. The majority of us have to work, whether we're hurt or not, and we need to address these issues. So whether you go to work, whether you not go to work, if your doctor says that you should or you shouldn't, but you have to go to work, we understand that, and we encounter that situation all the time, and we need to discuss that with you. But it is very important for you to understand that in the overall value of your claim, the issue of wage loss is going to be an important factor. The second factor in economic damages is medical bills. Medical bills in the past, meaning from the date of the collision when you got hurt until the date of your recovery, and then in the future from the time of either trial or settlement for the rest of your life. Obviously, these numbers can be very, very impressive and very, very significant. That's why the most important thing that you can do is to continue to treat with your doctor as necessary. If you are relatively young, the mortality tables these days show that you're expected to live to be about 83 or 84 years old, depending on your race and gender. That means that if you have, say, $10,000 a year in medical costs in the future that your injuries are going to require to be paid, if you have a 30 or 40-year life expectancy, it turns into a great deal of money. The important part for you to remember is that if you're not treating as necessary, a jury is much less likely to award future medical bills because you're not treating the way you should treat now. Now, we're not suggesting that you should treat when you don't need it, but we are suggesting that when you do need to treat with your medical provider, it's very important that you do so for two reasons. The first reason is you need to get better, and you need to document what your injuries are. As a human being, you need the treatment. Secondly, as far as your case goes, it's the documentation upon which the value of your case is determined. So it's very important to understand two things with regard to economic damages. It's comprised of wage loss and medical bills. Both of those need to be documented. If you have to go to work, but you're injured and it hurts you to work, it's fine. We understand. We don't expect you to sit home and lose your home if you just simply can't do that. However, it is important that you let people at work know that you are hurting, that you are trying to do your job the best that you can in spite of the adverse consequences resulting from your injuries. Again, it is so important for you to understand as far as medical bills go, that the medical bills are one of the most important factors in determining the overall value of your case, and so you simply must treat as necessary. This is the most important part of your case.